We are yourlocalnote.com, and welcome as we have another vidcast featuring the band Effusion 35. These guys sound really great. Can't wait to talk to them about their music. We'll be doing that in just a few minutes, but just want to let you know real quickly, we do run some commercials, and we do that so we can keep this free, but they don't last long. They're 10, 15, 30 seconds, so please have patience. Again, we're doing this so we don't have to charge you to view these vidcasts that we have. So thank you very much for your patience. And again, coming up in just a few minutes, we'll be talking to the guys on from Effusion 35. But we're going to start with their first single ever. The song is called Placebo, and it was off the album Stone Wind. And you're hearing it right here on yourlocalnote.com. That's Placebo from the band Effusion 35 from their album Stone Wind. And welcome, Effusion 35. Appreciate you guys coming out.
Thanks so much for having us.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks.
All right, why don't you introduce yourselves? Pat, we'll start with you and tell us what you do with the band.
I'm Pat Manley. I'm guitarist and vocalist.
Kevin Manley. I'm the bassist.
I'm Jim Napoleon. I'm the drummer.
I'm Joe Napoleon. I'm the lead guitarist and somewhat singer.
So it's a little bit of a family affair here.
Yes.
We got two sets of brothers. Are we missing anybody?
No. Well, yes. Our original bassist Sean Hamill original drummer Randy Robbins. And they were with the band for so long that.
But they're not. But this is the band now that plays. That's what I meant.
Right. Correct,
Okay.
yeah,
So the whole band's here. All right. Great. Let's talk about the song "Placebo." Pat, who wrote this song?
That was me. That's one of our oldest songs.
Okay.
I wrote it in my bedroom growing up.
Okay.
And kind of a funny thing, now that I think about it, I remember writing the lyrics when I was babysitting Kevin when he was a kid. So that's how old that song is. And little did I know, 15 years later he'd be in the band. So.
Okay. All right. How did the band get together?
Around 99, myself and former bassist Sean Hamill formed the band. We put an ad out for a drummer and another guitarist. And that format lasted about a year. And then I called Joe Napoleon over here to fill in on drums for a while. And we were a three-piece for about a couple of years.
All right.
And then Joe transitioned to guitar. And we got another drummer, Randy Robbins, to come in. And that format lasted for about 10 years. And in the last few years, we've had Kevin and Jim here. And we've really sustained.
the little brothers grew up and were like, okay, we want to be part of the band too.
Band of Brothers.
Nice.
Somewhere Tom Hanks is making a documentary right now.
He should. It's a great Band of Brothers. Is a great program. So that's not a bad name to steal. So with the the songwriting, do you do most of the songwriting?
For a lot of time I did, and then in the last few years, Joe's really stepped up and started writing some of the songs. We're playing some tonight.
Okay.
And Randy Robbins wrote some of the lyrics for several of the songs.
So, Joe, do you write some things on your own and then bring it to Pat, and then you guys then hash it out, or is it something where you will sit down sometimes and write together?
Actually, I will write it out and say, this is the idea that I think it should be, and then, Pat will put his tweak on it, Kevin will put his, and my brother will put his also. So,
okay.
It comes in as this idea, and then it changes into something else, but keeping the spirit of the original.
Okay, I think playing together, especially Pat and Joe, you guys are probably pretty comfortable being able to say, I like this, I don't like that. Mm-hmm. So when it comes to putting a song together, it's a pretty easy, I guess, process.
I think we listened to the same type of music when we were younger in the 90s. So whether it's harder or a little lighter, it's the same genre. So we're comfortable playing both types, and I'm fine with whatever he comes up with, and I think he thinks the same.
And Joe is kind of like the Paul McCartney of the band.
Okay.
In the sense
not too much pressure, Joe.
Really?
In the sense that he can play pretty much every instrument.
Oh, okay.
So he already has an idea of how everything should be played.
Okay.
Which is tough sometimes, but other times it kind of helps us guide us.
I was going to ask, so you went from drums to guitar. Is that something you wanted to do, or were you sort of out of necessity?
At the end of my drumming career, I decided I did not like playing drums.
Okay.
You still don't?
I will play if I want to or need to, or my kids want me to play drums, I'll do that. But
okay.
I'll stay away from them. I'm good.
Okay, so the little bro can take over.
Yes, I would say he wanted to play, but I think I groomed him more than he wanted to play with me. That's all I'm saying.
So,
I want a guitar too, and he said no. Man, throwing a drumstick in my face. So that's how it happened.
So you really had no choice.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, very good, very good. All right, let's do this. Let's go on to song number 2. We'll come back and we'll talk about that songwriting process and the fact that you've got several. You got an album and 2 EPs. We'll talk about the recording process on those things and the thought process between doing an album and doing an EP. We'll do that next. That sound good? All right. Next song we got is called "Waiting," and this is from the EP. I'm going to take a guess. Come Closer.
Correct. Yep.
All right. Not too bad. 2 for 2. That's a first. And we're hanging out with the band Effusion 35, and this is yourlocalnote.com.
I'm just fine to bide my time with another.
collapsing right on you. Everything you thought you knew, I don't wanna waste it again. It's over, I'm still right here waiting. Selling the lie only makes me bored. It's so easy to ignore, I'm being ignored. Collapsing right on you, everything you thought you knew, I don't wanna waste it again. It's over and I'm still right here waiting. And if your backwards logic seems confused, 25 years, no good news on your painted ship, on your painted sea. Nothing left here for you but your memory. Nothing to trade, nothing to borrow. Today, for all I know, might as well be tomorrow. Collapsing right on you, everything you thought you knew, I don't wanna waste it again. It's over and I'm still right here waiting. I'm waiting. I'm waiting. It's over and I'm still right here waiting.
And that is Waiting from Effusion 35 off their EP, Come Closer. All right, Pat, who wrote this song?
That was me.
Okay.
That was right after we finished the first record. That was the first thing that came up for the second EP. And we kind of wanted to start doing EPs because we felt the process for the first album took so long.
Okay.
It was easier to get them out, and especially with a lot of the digital formats these days, it seemed better to kind of get things out in chunks than wait a couple of years.
That is the, I think that is the consensus, is to get music out faster.
Yeah.
And, singles or EPs. The album, we talk to a lot of bands. And there are some people who are like, no, I'm going to do an album. It's albums. That's the way it should be. And I get that. That's fine. But you have to, I think, also take a step back and say, okay, but you're making an album. People are just buying singles. It's a singles world. And you could have a whole bunch of songs that you just, paid a lot of money for that you're not going to properly promote and won't get the exposure. And it's almost a waste.
Right.
So you find that you're going to try to get music out faster and in shorter chunks.
Yeah, that's what we've been doing. And we have something we're working on now that's a little more complicated. Joe has a concept album he's working on.
Okay.
And it kind of stems off of, I think, somewhat, I don't know if I'm speaking out of turn, but Joe can follow this up. The next song I think we're going to play is Bad Neighborhood. Right. And I feel like that was the birth of this process.
Okay. Well, when you're done with that, bring it in, and we'll premiere it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool.
All right. So with this, then, you have one album and 2 EPs. Is that what you have, or is there more to your library?
That's all we have right now. We are working on recording some new material at the moment.
Oh, separate from the project with Joe?
Somewhat. We do have some other songs. Yeah.
Yeah, a couple songs.
Yeah, we have some songs that are not part of that that project, but
So you basically have two projects going on at the same time.
for the most part, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's got to be a little confusing.
Somewhat, yeah.
Do you sit down and say, Joe, are you then saying, okay, I think this song would be good for this project? Or, if Pat brings you an idea and says, what do you think about this? I mean, do you then look at it and say, okay, this is going to fit the project, or no, let's hold this off for something else?
It's going to sound like I'm a jerk or something, but the project, the concept is based on a experience I had, and it has to fit in that experience of what I had solely. And it's not that I don't want to bring anything else in. I just don't think it will fit. I can go into it further.
Okay. So do you know the experience that he's talking about?
I do. And actually, there's a lot of tie-ins with this experience because it has to do with he has several rental properties.
Ah.
And actually, Kevin lives in one of these rental properties.
Are you the subject of the... No.
I moved into the property that this album's about, so
Nice. Okay.
the prior tenants.
Okay. So this is definitely very personal for you then.
I would say that I did not give any writing a chance in the band ever, because first I never thought of myself as a lyricist.
Okay.
Like, when you have something that that inspires you, then all of a sudden it comes flowing out.
Okay. So this is a personal experience.
Yes.
Pat, when you write, do you have to write about stuff that you've experienced, or are you a storyteller, or a little bit of both?
I'm a little more abstract.
Okay.
I always feel strangely. I've tried to write in like a narrative format before, and I never feel like it's working.
Okay.
So I always kind of dance around more abstract, based on a concept, and try to leave up some areas of interpretation up.
Okay.
That way I don't have to really be beholden to anything.
So that's why then when I say, okay, well, what is that song about? You can say, well, it's up to you. What do you think the song is?
Yeah, and there's a vague concept that all the things line up to, but it's not. It has to be this.
But when you're writing, is something that I guess you read something or you see something, then all of a sudden you have an idea and then you try to expand off of that?
Yes, pretty much. I was a British literature major, and over the years I've made like mental notes of like, oh, I like that concept, or I like that line, and I would keep like a mental diary of those things and pull them out as different song ideas came up.
Kevin and Jim being the younger members and being the younger brothers, how difficult is it to work with your older brothers in the band? We'll start with you first, Kevin. Not trying to put you on the spot, but it's a situation where they're pretty much established, and if you were not related, they probably would treat it a little bit differently. But since they know you so well, it's you probably run into times where it's like, shut up and play the drums, or shut up and that type of thing.
Yeah, time to time.
Time to time. Kevin?
Yeah, it hasn't really been that difficult. The funny thing is, with growing up with Pat, I've heard the songs like my whole life. So when I started playing in the band, I already knew them.
It was natural for you.
And Pat's been really easy to work with and learning the newer stuff. So probably the harder part is working with Joe.
Taken out of context.
Because he's your landlord.
Yeah, he's now my landlord.
I don't like this direction whatsoever.
Trying to make him happy.
If he really aggravates you when you're out playing, you can say, okay, that's going to the rent.
Yeah.
Right. Rent's going up.
Do you guys, as older brothers, do you then try to take extra steps to help your younger brothers, or how do you approach that? I mean, because this is the first time we've had families members of bands, but this is the first time we've had brothers playing and having the older and younger brothers part of it.
Well, I think in one sense it's more like I'm not as worried about saying I think it should be like this.
Right.
It's a little easier, like where I know with other situations in bands, you're always like, oh my God, I don't want to hurt this person's feelings.
Sure.
And obviously I don't want to hurt his feelings, but we know each other so well that I can be pretty blunt about things.
Sure.
And it's not as, I not have to worry about, oh my God, what are you thinking about that?
Right.
All right. Yeah, he'll send me ideas for bass sometimes when when he's writing a song. Like, I think it should sound like this, and
But it doesn't have to be like that.
but yeah, he does say that. But
Okay.
I usually go. I usually go with it. Sometimes I'll add something small.
Are you two aspiring to write songs yourselves, Jim?
If I get inspired, possibly, but right now I'm just
You're just
trying,
doing the drums?
doing my thing.
Kevin?
Not yet. I've played around with some ideas, but nothing. Not a full song yet.
Okay.
Wait a few years living in his house.
Okay.
It'll be the follow up.
Okay, I can see Kevin presenting a song and Joe going, this sounds really familiar. What's going on here?
Glad you're giving me a ride home.
So with the band in this, I guess, how long have you two, the younger brothers, been part of the band now?
I think I've been in since late 2014 or
Okay.
2013.
It's October 2014, wasn't it?
Was it? Because we're in like a couple cover bands together since 2010.
Okay.
So by doing that, me and him kind of got like we learned each other's cues and stuff like that.
Okay.
So that made when they brought me in, that helped make it a little easier.
Sure.
But yeah, I think it was probably around then.
All right. Kevin?
Yeah, I started around the same time as Jim.
Okay.
He might have been in a little bit sooner, but yeah, it's been about, I guess, a year and a half.
So were you in the studio when they recorded Borrowed Time, Reluctant Rhymes?
No, I wasn't.
Okay, so
yeah.
that was recorded before that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was right after that we kind of had a little bit of a shift.
Okay. When you guys record, where do you record in a studio? Do you do it yourself? How does that work?
Yeah, we did. The first record we did at a place called Slap Studios, which is no longer there. It was right under the Ben Franklin Bridge. The building's still there. It's a very old building.
Right.
And then the next two we did at Range Studios in Ardmore. And this new one we're working on, I've kind of built a home studio.
Okay.
So we're doing the drums in a studio, but then everything else we're going to
Do someplace else.
Yeah.
Okay. Saving time.
Yes, and money, because, wow, it's expensive.
That's the thing, and I think that's something that a lot of people, especially people in your generation, don't understand how much money it is to make an album.
Yeah.
I mean, you're talking thousands of dollars, and that's why the prices for CDs were $15, $19 and things like that. But obviously things are changing, so you guys have to adjust, and everyone adjusts. Great thing is technology makes it more cost effective to be able to record stuff at home.
Yep.
So very good. All right. So when do you think you'll have this album ready to go for recording?
Yeah, I think hopefully by the end of this year we'll have a good chunk of the songs ready.
Okay.
Joe's project, I'm going to figure out how we're going to put that together.
Okay.
We're definitely we got half of the songs, the drums recorded.
Oh,
And then
okay.
we're going to be doing guitars and things.
Okay, so that could come out first before this
Yeah,
next
it's possible.
Anything's
Yeah.
possible.
Yeah.
We decide like half this, we're just going to do it live and do it live.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens.
Do it live. Bill O'Reilly.
Very good.
Yeah.
All right. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to play song number 3, Bad Neighborhood. This song was off of which EP?
The last one.
Borrowed Time, Reluctant Rhymes.
Yep.
Okay, let's play this, and then we'll come back, and we'll see where you guys are going to be playing live. And we'll talk about this song, too. All right, we're hanging out with Effusion 35, Pat, Kevin, Jim, and Joe. And the song we're playing now is Bad Neighborhood off the EP, Borrowed Time, Reluctant Rhymes. And this is yourlocalnote.com.
Cigarette for you. Do I know? No. You might ask me, do I have a cigarette for you? Do I know? No. Franklin, Jefferson, and Adams, just a name of few. Queen trees, Chadwick Dix, take your pick and just forget about it. Just forget about it. Just forget about it. Just forget about it. You better lock your door. You're in a bad neighborhood. You better your door. You're in a bad neighborhood. You better lock your door. You're in a bad neighborhood. You better lock your door. Whoa. You might ask me, do I have a cigarette for you? Do I? No, no, no. You might ask me, do I have a cigarette right now? Do I? No, no, no. So just forget about it. Just forget about it. Just forget about it. Just forget about it. You better lock your door. You're in a bad neighborhood. You better lock your door. You're in a bad neighborhood. You better lock your door. You're in a bad neighborhood. You better lock your door. Whoa. You better lock your door. You're in a bad neighborhood. You better lock your door. You're in a bad neighborhood. You better lock your door. You're in a bad neighborhood. You better lock your door. Whoa.
That is Effusion 35 with the song Bad Neighborhood from the EP Borrowed Time, Reluctant Rhymes. And that song actually was written by you, Joe. So we're going to, spotlight is on you to talk about this because not only did you write this song, this has inspired you for your project.
Partially, but it was when I was younger, in the backseat of the car, and this before James was around because I was 11 years younger.
All right.
11 years younger.
All right. I'm not sure if I want to go in the backseat of your car. No, I'm kidding.
No, back then it was okay.
Okay.
Back then it was fine. So when I was 9, my parents are in front, and we lived in Philadelphia all our lives, and driving around, we go through different parts of the city, and certain parts. Joe, lock your door. We're in a bad neighborhood. That was it.
So that stuck in your head.
It wrote itself.
No, that's great. That's great. That happens.
And then about people asking for cigarettes. That's kind of like tongue in cheek. Like some people in the suburbs come to the city and they don't like it. They don't like being approached like that.
Right.
So. And that's there are a couple lines in the song, so
okay,
that's about it.
All right,
That's true.
and this then has spurred you on to work on other stuff.
Yes.
Okay. Are you getting more and more comfortable writing songs?
I am. I have a thesaurus. It's a thesaurus, or that's what it
That's the word.
Yeah, it's
that's
a
what
word,
in
yes.
school. And if I have an idea in my head, I can come up with this second word to make it rhyme. That's relatable.
Okay.
So.
You can always go to dictionary.com.
I try that too.
Okay. I use that all the time. All the time. It's a great resource. That and another thing I use is YouTube because sometimes I need to have a certain place, a name, and I can't, and they don't put down how to enunciate it.
Yes, yeah.
So, and no one's around, so I'm stuck. So I then go to YouTube and type in the name, and then I find out. I'm like, okay.
I'm going to use that next time.
There we go. Okay, you learned something.
Yeah.
Not only hanging out, promoting the band, you learned something.
Glad I came down now.
All right. So with this Borrowed Time, Reluctant Rhymes, this was your most recent EP. You're now working on another project. And you're working on a project, too. Is he sort of off on his own, or do you help him out a little bit, Pat?
We're all kind of work. Joe will bring in the songs, and we kind of work out the parts.
Okay.
And we'll add little flares in here, things in it. But he has a very Joe is funny because he's usually kind of like, well, I don't know what to do with this, or let's work on this. But with this project, he's very much like, this is the way it's supposed to be.
He's focused.
This is the way I hear it in my head. So I know I know there's something going on here. So
okay,
we're sticking to the script on this one.
Very cool. All right. Anywhere you guys playing live soon?
Yeah, at the Grape Room on May 12th as part of a showcase for the Liberty Music Fest, I believe it's called.
Oh, okay.
It's a music festival in Manioc in the summer. So we're pretty much like, I guess, auditioning for it.
Yes.
Oh, nice. Well, I'll be surprised if you guys don't make it. You guys sound great.
Oh, thanks.
Okay. Yeah, I know you do, Joe. And if it doesn't happen, will you write a song about that too?
A scathing song. It reminds me of that Simpsons with Tito Puente in it. If you know what it is, you'll know what I'm talking about.
Yes.
Very nice. Okay, and then other than that, anything else coming up after that, or do you guys pick and choose when you play?
Pretty much any venue they'll have us.
Okay.
We had a good. We had a few venues that we were playing pretty regularly, and they closed.
Okay.
But I don't think it had anything to do with us.
No.
I think it had more to do with other things. But yeah, so we're kind of getting into some new areas, like Bourbon and Branch. We've been playing last few times, and really a cool new venue if you've ever been there.
Okay.
Great sound system.
Where is that?
That is on 2nd Street, not too far from here.
Second and Fairmount.
Yep.
Really?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Are you aware of that, Mike?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. It's okay. I'm clueless. Yeah, there we go.
And the Fire we played in February for a David Bowie tribute.
Oh,
night,
okay.
which was awesome. It was every band had a couple of songs they picked.
Mm-hmm.
No one could do repeats.
Nice.
So it was a whole night of Bowie stuff. It was great.
That's cool. What'd you guys pick?
We did China Girl and Moon Age Daydream.
Oh, okay. Very cool. Very cool. So you just had 2 songs? That's what every band had, like 2 songs?
Yeah, something like that. And Moon Age Daydream, we play almost every show anyway, so we already had that kind of in our repertoire.
Okay, so that was an easy one.
Yeah.
Did you know beforehand if anyone was what songs people had picked?
Luckily, I saw that they posted this is going to happen, and that second I happened to see it on Facebook, and I sent them a video of it, and they locked it down. They said it was the most requested song.
Nice.
So we were pretty happy to get it.
Okay.
Something we knew already.
Yeah.
Very good.
We ended up being the closer for that show. So,
Yeah. Yeah.
So it made it a little bit cooler. Even cooler.
We have a video actually on YouTube of it.
Okay.
And normally Moon Age is what we close with a lot of our sets anyway, so we closed the overall with that. So it just worked out.
Yep.
It was a nice night then.
Yep.
Yeah, it's fun.
All right. Very good. Okay. We'll just keep up on where you guys are going to be playing on your website then.
Yep. Fusion35.com.
Okay.
And, of course, Facebook and everything else, and Reverb Nation.
Okay. Very cool. All right, guys. Thank you so much. It was a pleasure hanging out with you.
Thank you.
And wish you the best of luck.
Thanks.
And when you're done with your project and when you're done with the new album or EP, come on back.
Absolutely.
We'll be back.
All right. Let's talk about the last song, Garden Path.
Yep.
Is that also off of Borrowed Time, Reluctant Rhymes?
It is, and the lyrics were written by Randy Robbins, our longtime drummer previously. This was a song when we brought in. I think I brought in one of the first ones we worked on for the third EP.
Okay.
And it fell together really quickly. It was one of those like, oh, this is really working out. And we lead a lot of our sets with it. It's kind of our opener song.
Okay.
It gets people somewhat happy, we hope. Seems like it.
All right, very cool. Thank you, guys. Pat, Kevin, Jim, Joe, thank you again for your time. Appreciate it. Our next vidcast, I'm working on it. It's the first week of May. Joe Stones. We may have Joe come back. He's got a new project that he wants to talk about, and we're now trying to figure out which day it is. And then after that, Emma Cullen will be May 16th. Those are the next two that we're working on the vidcast. Again, thank you so much. This vidcast will be up on our front page a week from this Monday.
Yeah, the 2nd.
May 2nd. Okay, we'll be up on our homepage for a full week, and then it goes into our archives.
Cool.
So so if you miss it, you can always go back, and if you guys just want to see yourself again, you can just type in your Effusion 35, and you can watch it all over again.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Very good. All right, we're wrapping things up with Garden Path from the EP Borrowed Time, Reluctant Rhymes. Again, Effusion 35. Check out their music, and this is yourlocalnote.com.